Okay, so you know how they say you get what you pay for?
Mm-hmm.
Well, today we're going to be diving into something that might prove that wrong.
Okay.
We're talking all about LLCs,
Okay.
specifically for anyone in South Carolina who might be listening.
All right.
And we're going to talk all about how you can potentially get one set up
Yes.
for absolutely free.
Free.
I know it sounds wild,
Sounds too good to be true.
but it's not.
It is true. There are resources out there that make it possible.
Yeah. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to talk all about how to actually do that.
Right?
And we're going to talk about, even though there's fantastic resources available, like a website called Inc Authority,
Mm-hmm.
it's still important to understand what you're getting into.
For sure.
An LLC is a really big deal,
Absolutely.
you know, for protecting your own assets. Imagine,
Yeah.
like, you know, you work so hard to build a business,
Totally.
and then, you know, just one little hiccup, like someone spills coffee
Yeah.
in your shop and sues you for everything you've got.
That's right. You need that liability protection.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what an LLC offers.
Yeah, that's like the #1 reason
It's huge.
to get one.
Okay.
So let's dig into the why, the how, and the what of LLCs in South Carolina.
Let's do it.
So maybe you can start us off with like a really interesting, unique aspect of forming an LLC
Okay.
in South Carolina.
All right. So something unique about South Carolina is what's called the publication requirement.
The publication requirements.
Yes.
So
Oh, that sounds very official.
it's kind of a hurdle that you wouldn't have to deal with in most other states.
Okay. True.
But South Carolina, you have to actually publish a notice
Wow.
of your LLC formation in a designated newspaper.
Really?
That's right.
In an actual newspaper.
Yes. So that's interesting because,
That's very old school.
yeah, it stems from this desire for transparency
Okay.
and public awareness of new businesses.
So like a public announcement kind of?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. It's all about making sure everybody knows who's doing business.
Okay.
Playing by the rules.
So it's not just like paperwork and legalities.
Right.
It's like,
Got to make a public announcement.
interesting.
Exactly. And it's a small detail, but it just highlights how specific state regulations can really impact you
For sure.
when setting up an LLC. And that's kind of where a resource like Inc Authority can come into play.
Okay.
They can help guide you through all of that and make sure it's done correctly.
Okay. So for someone starting their first business, that would be super helpful.
It would be. Just takes that all off your plate.
Yeah.
And then beyond just the setup, I think it's important to understand
Okay.
that there's different types of LLCs.
Yeah.
And they're taxed a little bit differently.
Okay. So what are the different types?
So you have a single member LLC,
Okay.
multi-member LLC,
Okay.
and each of those have kind of pros and cons when it comes to the tax side of things.
Oh, okay. So that's where it gets a little tricky.
That's right.
So choosing the right one can really affect how much you pay in taxes.
Exactly. And that's something that most people don't consider when
Yeah.
they first start out.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about those.
Sure. So a single member LLC,
Okay.
for tax purposes, it's often treated like a sole proprietorship,
Okay.
which can be really simple for some business owners.
Makes sense.
But if you have a multi-member LLC,
Okay.
that can actually offer some more flexibility in terms of how you share profits
Okay.
and how you're ultimately taxed.
So you got to pick the one that works best for your specific business.
Exactly. And maybe even consult with a tax professional.
Yeah. I was going to say that's probably a good idea to
It's always a good idea.
get an expert to weigh in.
Definitely.
Even if setting up the LLC is free, the advice might cost you a little bit.
It might, but it will probably save you money in the long run.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay. So to recap,
Right.
getting an LLC in South Carolina for free is totally possible
It is.
through these platforms like Inc Authority.
That's right.
They'll take care of all the hard stuff for you, including that weird publication thing.
The publication requirement.
But it's also important to go beyond just the basics.
Absolutely.
You know, learn about the different types of LLCs
That's right.
and how they can affect your taxes.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So for all our listeners in South Carolina,
Yes.
with this new knowledge, what amazing business will you create?
Yeah, what's stopping you now?
Seriously, what's stopping you? This is your chance to create something truly special.
The possibilities are endless.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive. We hope this has given you a solid understanding of LLCs in South Carolina and the resources that are available. We'll see you next time.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.